Your guardian angels have been paying close attention to what you've been going through. They know it hasn't been easy, and here is a message for you. Every little bittersweet memory makes your heart bleed, but this suffering will soon turn into something meaningful. The angels say, "You've been through an emotional roller coaster, especially with someone who didn't treat your heart the way it deserved to be treated. It wasn't just a simple misunderstanding. This person knew you cared, and instead of returning that care, they used your feelings to their advantage. They led you on, not because they didn't know what they were doing, but because they liked the attention. And maybe what hurts the most is that part of you saw it happening, but you gave them the benefit of the doubt anyway. You hoped that your honesty would inspire the same in them. You believed with everything in you that your sincerity could be enough to shift the energy between you. But instead of responding with care, they fed off your light without ever offering their own in return. That's what emotional manipulation does. It makes you question whether your kindness was a mistake. But let me tell you, it wasn't. The problem was never that you cared too much. The problem was that they didn't know how to value something real. And the fact that you're still standing, still trying to make sense of it all, says more about your strength than their behavior ever could. That's a hard truth to face, but one you've already started to come to terms with. Now, here's the shift. This person is beginning to feel the full weight of what they did. It's not something small. Their guilt has been growing, and the memories they once ignored are now constantly on their mind. Every moment they shared with you is coming back, and for the first time, they're starting to understand the depth of what they threw away. You see, the energy we give out, good or bad, never truly disappears. It circles back, sometimes when we least expect it. And that's exactly what's happening here. While you were left holding the pieces, they carried on like nothing happened. But time has a way of making us all sit with what we've done. Now those moments they once dismissed are replaying like echoes. The look in your eyes, the things you said, the way you stayed even when you were hurting. It's finally hitting them that your love wasn't just convenient, it was rare. And the guilt they feel now. That's the universe gently pulling them toward the truth they tried so hard to avoid. I repeat, every little bittersweet memory makes your heart bleed, but this suffering will soon turn into something meaningful. You've always tried to do right by others. You don't play with hearts, especially not for your own gain. That's never been your way, and even if you've made mistakes like everyone else, you've always had reasons, never out of selfishness. But this person, they weren't thinking about anyone but themselves. They knew your attention was valuable. They knew you saw something special in them. And instead of honoring that, they let it boost their ego without offering anything real in return. Eventually you caught on. You realized it for what it was, and it hurt. That's what created the space between you both. But here's where the universe steps in. It's been working quietly all along, guiding you, protecting you, and softening the blows even when it didn't feel like it. You may not have seen it at the time, but some rejections were actually redirections. Some delays were protection. And while it may have felt like you were being forgotten, the truth is you were being prepared. You've been walking a difficult path, not because you deserved the pain, but because your heart was being shaped into something stronger, something wiser. And now Now the universe is aligning things in your favor, not to erase what happened, but to give you something that finally reflects the love you've always been willing to give. You see, the universe doesn't just let people get away with hurting others. It has a way of evening things out. In your case, it's preparing something better for you, a form of healing that will restore what was lost. And for them, they're being shown what they missed, not as punishment, but as a wake-up call. Now here comes the choice. Even though they hurt you, your heart still holds space for them. You love them genuinely. While they once didn't know how to handle that love, they're beginning to realize just how rare it was. They didn't push for something more with you because they weren't ready. They were selfish, yes, but also scared. Scared to commit, scared to change. And so, they stayed in the gray area, thinking it was safer that way. You're probably still holding on to some resentment. That's okay. It's human. But deep down, are you open to the idea of forgiving them? Not for their sake, but for yours. Because holding on to the pain can weigh you down far more than you deserve. Imagine how different life could feel without that weight on your chest. Waking up one morning and realizing the ache has softened. Walking through your day without that invisible thread pulling you back into old memories. It's not easy to get there, but it's possible. And it starts with choosing peace even before closure. You don't need their apology to begin again. You don't need their understanding to reclaim your joy. You only need your own permission to let go. And when you do, you make space for healing, for growth, and for something better to finally find you. You've earned that kind of peace more than you know. The universe wants to reward you, and part of that reward may come in the form of healing this connection, or at least bringing it to a place where it no longer hurts. Let this be your reminder. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering without breaking. It means being able to look back and feel gratitude for how far you've come. You are not the same person who was once hurt. You're wiser, stronger, and more grounded. And that shift within you, that's not weakness leaving, that's your power returning. If you start to notice odd little signs, don't ignore them. Rain falling lightly on a sunny day, or glancing at the clock at the exact same time multiple days in a row, these are signals. They're soft nudges from the universe reminding you that something is about to shift, that this person might be reaching out soon, that healing is closer than you think. This concludes the message from your guardian angels. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, wrap them in the kind of peace that only you can give, the kind that eases the sting of betrayal and lifts the weight of unspoken sorrow. Let every tear they've cried plant a seed that blooms into wisdom, clarity, and strength. Remind them that the love they gave so freely was never wasted, and that healing will come not in silence, but in transformation. May they begin to feel the lightness of release and the beauty of a heart no longer burdened. Amen. Your angels haven't left your side. They're guiding this moment carefully. All they ask is that you stay open to peace, to resolution, and to the good that's making its way toward you. Type 1010 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?